Hello and welcome back to New Year, New Game. This is where I attempt to play 365 games from my Steam library that I have never played before. This is game 188, Pathways. Pathways ticked a lot of good boxes for me. You got pixel graphics, turn-based strategy, choose your own adventure. Those are pretty much the three that really checked the box for me. It's set in the 1930s, so it gives me that Indiana Jones vibe, like early Indiana Jones, not the last two movies that were just, slowly destroying that franchise. I mean, actually putting a nail in the coffin with this recent one. But more of one of those kinds of types of adventures is what it seems like. So we're going to go and without further delay start Pathways. New adventure. More info in the codex. Whenever you see this notification blinking, you can click this button to see more information on the current codex. Isn't that lovely? Alright. So it says that we have multiples, but it looks like these other ones are probably all locked, which makes sense. So we start with the first one, A Friend in Need. Casablanca, Morocco. You received a desperate plea for help. Your old friend Morton has been abducted by the Nazis and taken to the Moroccan deserts. You decide to travel to North Africa immediately to find Morton before the Germans execute him. Let's go do that one. Sounds fun. Team selection. Double-click on 3 characters to assemble your expedition team. Alright, so everyone down here is locked, but we do still have 3 people here. Who do we have? Oh, right there. So we got Jackson. Perks, he's a daredevil. There's all these other skills that I'm not familiar with. Just go off the perks that they have. Natalia, who is a medical expert and an engineer. Omar, who is an ancient language and a brute. Baron, who is trickster and greedy. Is it Pariah? Pariah? I don't know. Let's just call him P. Resilient, big game hunter, survivalist. And then Miguel, anti-fascist and intimidation. Miguel definitely has to be one that goes with because we're fighting Nazis. So I'm going to put Miguel on there. I do want a healer, so I'm going to get a medical expert and an engineer. And then we get one more. Ancient language brute, trickster, greedy, resilient, big game hunter, survivalist, the daredevil. Kind of thinking maybe we bring a trickster with us. And go that way. Let us depart. All special abilities cost bravery points. You gain bravery points by successfully attacking, evading enemy attacks, healing your units, and repairing their armors. Let's go. You take a break in a
provincial backwater a few miles beyond Casablanca. This is the last outpost of civilization. Beyond this point is nothing but merciless desert. Morton is out there, somewhere.
We're gonna find you, Morton. Okay, so apparently my controller doesn't want to work on this point. Yeah, look at that map. You could check your gear one last time and start the engine. Your journey begins. Left click on a green location, travel to location. The journey there consumes 1 fuel. Unvisited locations, and these are all supposed to be randomly done too. I think maybe we check the coastline. So that's what we'll do. In the middle of the road, you find an old map. It is completely undecipherable. You keep going. A temple chamber. From the signs of forced entry on the stone slab at the entrance, you can tell that you are not the first to set foot in this burial chamber. Nevertheless, You cannot help feeling vaguely disappointed when you see the broken stone lid next to the sarcophagus. Oh. Loot! Left click to open the loot boxes and click on your loot to take it with you, either individually or by clicking on the Take All button. Alright. A battered stone tablet. And a tarnished hematite signet ring. Some rares. Just all for money value. Somewhere in the desert. Looks like there's soldiers about. From afar you can hear commands echoing in the desert air. You cautiously sneak forward and discover sandbags and machine gun nests. The soldiers are building a fortified camp here. Let's attack them. And our Trickster Man can go right there. 100% chance. Let's go. Dog is out. Poor dog. That dog didn't want to be raised a fascist. Yeah, you're good. Well, I guess I had to click on each person individually. Ow. Just got a 45 chance to hit. Nice. Ambush lets you place a conical area to observe. The first enemy trying to move or attack in this area will be interrupted and trigger a counterattack from your character. I think that'll work. Alright, let's get our character, Dr. Lady, over here. And that's going to end our turn. I think we're good. Oh no! We're not good. I hate that. But that's missing. Dr. Lady just out in the open now. I'm getting gunned down. Move you over here. Use medkit on yourself. Still got a 60% chance on both of them. So let's shoot that Nazi trooper. Alright, now we're done. Oh, sniper. So we are pretty well pinned down over here. Not a whole lot of cover. But I do see one thing. A possible burst fire attack. Boom, both. First blood, kill a Nazi. You should be able to pick this one off. Very nice. Completely out. I'm gonna have you move back here. We're gonna enter. Hooray! We win! Reload all weapons. And let's go back to the map. See what we can find. Needle and thread, which is a repair kit. A brand new rangefinder camera. That's a good one. A shiny iron cross. And some car fuel. The old man. The people have gathered in the village square to listen to the words of an old man. There can be no doubt this is a marabout, a wise man, and wandering preacher who roams the barren lands of North Africa. They are honored as true holy men. You move on so as not to disturb the reverent mood. Reverent. A water hole. You reach a water hole surrounded by palm trees and some dry shrub. Apart from a few old hoof prints, you see no further signs of activity. The cloudy water smells stale, but that was to be expected. this would be a suitable place for a break. Do you want to camp here? Yeah, rest up. Alright, current health replenish and revive. Somewhere in the desert. An itinerant healer has pitched her tents here. Old woman. I am afraid I cannot let you have my goods for free. We have 500 cash. We can pay 250 for 2 supplies, pay 350 for 4 supplies, or pay 400 for 4 supplies. How do I do that? A desert village. In the shade of some huts, you meet a traveling merchant who has set up a modest stall in this village. Let us trade. Right-click on the bag with your valuables, sell, right-click on one item to sell, such and such. Let's sell all of our valuables. Let's buy as much car fuel as we can. Somewhere in the desert. As you take a short break at the edge of the track, a strange humming sound fills the air. You decide to get to the bottom of the matter and follow the sound as it grows increasingly intense. As you climb a dune ridge, you feel as if every fiber of your being is vibrating in resonance with the humming. From the crest of the dune, you see a deep depression in the sand. At its center is a huge, pitch-black monolith among some strange rock formations. The humming seems to emanate from the strange object. You soon reach the foot of the monolith. Once there, you experience almost total silence, but the air feels like it is electrified. We have an engineer, we can activate the monolith. We have a gambler, we can inspect the monolith. Let's inspect. As you circle the area, the humming returns to full volume as soon as you are a few steps from the monolith. Apart from this, however, you find nothing that indicates the function or significance of this strange monument. Confused, you set off on your journey again. No, stay there, I want to see it. Well, we had another option! In Idyllic Farmhouse. Oh, looks like Nazis have set up here. You find no trace of the inhabitants of the sprawling farm. Instead, you find that a Wehrmacht unit has taken up lodging here. Do you want to risk an attack? Of course I do. We're dangerous like that. Yeah, have you stay there too. Let's have them come to us. Put down that dog. Put down that. These guys I know are gonna move up, so we'll throw in an ambush. Ah, they're wise to have waited. While we are up here, I'm gonna have Miguel start to move this direction around. Oh, I forgot to put the Overwatch back on. Stupid. So we're good. Missed. Oh, it's running back. Marin's only got one shot left. You could shoot that guy. 60% chance. And he's down. Yeah, it's gonna move around. And we're gonna throw a grenade. Alright, Doctor Lady. Gonna have you start advancing forward. Nice. You missed too. Oof. 50% chance. What if we just got into the open? Right where this person's at, which is probably what I should have done the first time. Just shot him. We win! See what we get. A tarnished... Oh, Bellamy. Do we unlock a person? Tarnished Frobisher and Boyd Wallcutter. Let's see. A raunchy photo. To my beloved Albert, yours eternally, Magda. And a small ammo box. There we go. You find the ancient walls of an abandoned temple. Lonely and majestic, the building rises from the endless desert sands. What secrets might it conceal? Well, let's find out. The stairwell into the holy place is almost entirely clogged with sand. You squeeze down a half-buried passageway. A wave of cool, musty air hits you. The narrow stone passageway leads ever deeper. After a while, you finally notice a change in the gradient. The passageway is leading upward again. Run forward to the next turnoff, run back to the last turnoff. Step by step, you feel your way forward when one of the flagstones suddenly shift under your weight. With an unpleasant grating sound, you hear a faint click and see a round, man-sized boulder come loose from the wall and start rolling slowly towards you. Run forward to the next turnoff. With the courage and desperation, you rush towards the huge ball-shaped rock, but the rock is moving faster than you thought. You race headlong back to the last turning. You only just make it around the corner when this massive rock thunders into the wall with a deafening crash. Oh, Baron's got a sprained ankle. You spend some time trying to shove the rock aside, but the passage ahead is now blocked. You have no choice but to return to the entrance. Baron curses and rubs his sprained ankle before hobbling after you. More crit chance, more range, more armor shredding. What the heck, that's what we're going to use for you then. Equip the weapon. As you peer over the dune ridge, you can barely believe your eyes. The Germans have built an improvised airfield here in the endless desert. Shouted commands and the rumble of engines echo as you crouch behind your dune to discuss your options. Our options are to retreat. An airfield, rumbles of engines, we're not fighting tanks. You come across an abandoned German camp. Its garrison must have left in a hurry because everyday utensils are still lying around. You search it carefully. Hey, we find a thing. A silken handkerchief. Woohoo. And more fuel, which is exactly what we need. The meager remains of a few ruined walls in the desert sands mark the site of a former settlement. Today the place is barren and deserted. You see the fortified base of the Excavation Regiment Southwest on the valley plain ahead. You have finally reached your goal. As you are considering how to make it through the heavily guarded entrance, you suddenly spot a lone Warmech jeep approaching your vehicle. You hide behind the rocks and wait for the patrol to disembark. Then you take them by surprise and tie them up. A short time later, you drive into the German camp wearing borrowed uniforms. The bored-looking sentry waves your Warmech jeep through with barely a glance. So far, so good. Disguised as German soldiers, you search the camp complex. Morton must be here somewhere. Your hearts race as you pass unnoticed through the crowds of enemy soldiers. You suddenly notice a small motorcade setting off. As it drives past, you spot Morton in one of the cars. You immediately jump into your captured jeep and tag onto the end of the convoy as it exits the camp and heads into the desert. After a few miles, the convoy stops at a small auxiliary base. You see Morton being led away. You don't have much time. Your friend's execution is imminent. Suddenly, you hear a shout. You have been discovered. You look at each other with grim determination and load your weapons. This is it. Oh, enemy gets to start. Uh-oh. Cool, they didn't attack us. The enemy moves after you have placed your characters. Only then can you start your turn. How about we move back here and point blank them? It's only going to do 7 to 9. This does a lot more. Let's see, Dr. Lady, it doesn't look like we have much along the lines of actual people to shoot at. Can you guys shoot over these walls? Let's move you back here. Oh, we can range attack from here. Hungry. Oh. Dog tried to move. Uh-oh. Doctor lady, I got the perfect placement for you. Told you we were going to use this at some point. So go here and point blank the dog. Poor dog. Poor fascist dog. Range attack this dog. Baron, go ahead and reload. Fortunately, Doctor Lady is just right out in the open. She doesn't really have a move. I wasn't sure how much damage it would wind up doing to old officer here. Ouch. Ouch. Doctor Lady. She needs medical attention. Not yours. Well, we're gonna go risky again. Oh, wait. I put Dr. Lady in the worst possible position ever. Oof. Yeah, she's dead. Poor Dr. Lady. She can't find her glasses. Number over the head of the unconscious character indicates the number of turns until they perish. Move a character with the ability to heal next to your unconscious character and bring back your friend. That's a shame. I don't have one of those. My poor decision making that led to this. Over here, we lie in wait for an ambush. Moved away. Oh, he's healing them. Still gonna lie and wait for an ambush. Get him out so I have another character to help. Ouch. Quite the shot. Oh, it's a 50% chance to hit. And we're lucky. Alright, let's go after the officer. That did quite a bit of damage. And down he goes. Reload all weapons. Back to the map. Adventure 2, new adventure unlocked. When the guns finally fall silent and the smoke dissipates, Morton stumbles towards you. It's always good to know you can rely on your friends. Although, you took your sweet time about it. You won't believe what I got my hands on in Casablanca. Too bad the Nazis took everything. Ah well, maybe another time. A splendid bulletproof vest. It's a legendary, nice. Another legendary. A splendid Persish Moiser. Precocious. Perishish. Fire Cross. Ooh, Steiner grenades. A massive leather wallet, which had $85 inside of it. Alright, continue. Does this mean that we have to make it all the way back?
Excitedly, you stroll back to your Jeep. You get in and drive into the setting sun while Morton entertains you with his absurd anecdotes.
I love it when a plan comes together. Took us an hour and 5 minutes, huh? back to the menu. I'm curious if our items carry over, though. Seeing as Dr. Lady is out. We could purchase her back. Back from death. But I think it would be better to leave her. Because now we have this engineer and car enthusiast who actually uses the weapon that she was using. And a needle and thread. We have Bellamy. Bellamy unfortunately doesn't have any healing capabilities. But that adventure is a story for another time. But yeah, that's it. That has been Pathway. I liked it. I could see myself coming back and playing it. There's only 4 adventures, so I don't believe it'll be a long game. But you have characters to unlock, and you can run through the adventure again. I'm assuming that the item and weapon that we got at the end does carry over, and I think these guys all have levels too, so you can level them up and make them stronger, question mark, because they have stats, and this looks like a level right here, so they're getting some form of experience. There, it shows in storage, so yeah, you could switch it out. That's what we currently have in storage, and yeah, we can move things around so that way those characters could get better weapons. So neat. I like it. And I like that there is multiple characters to choose from and characters that you have to unlock to get. And by unlock, I'm hoping it means play the game and not purchase them for 99 cents. Though I would not be surprised if it had that option. Come to think of it, though, I did go and check their store page just to see what else they happen to have for the game and what other kind of games that the developers put out. So I was going to check those things to see if it's like, oh, hey, I played that game before. Oh, yeah, I remember that game. I like this game. Yeah, good game, though. Thumbs up. Would gladly come back and play it again and go on another adventure like this one, The Wrath of the God. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next game. Goodbye.